Yeah, obviously it was a great night for us, an important competition that we have a lot of hope on it, and the manner and the way we did it obviously lifted everybody. That's the past, unfortunately. So it's about what we do today, the preparation for tomorrow, and try to replicate a great performance again on Sunday.
There was a lot of brilliant things you did, and maybe was the toughest thing having to take Myles Lewis-Skelly off in that first half. What was your thought process if you get a chance to talk to you about it, and how much do you have to work with him to make sure this is the next sort of part of his process and progress, because I know you're quite protective over him?
Yeah, I think it was quite clear that that we have a liability there with the yellow card and the next action. So it wasn't the moment to take any risk, and learn from that experience managing the game for so long, especially with how important this competition is. So yeah, a lesson to learn from him for sure. We will support and help him. But yeah, the line is really thin in the sport, and he needs to understand that.
Yeah, and he's obviously done so much good for you. Do you get the sense of the sort of player that can learn quickly?
Yeah. Yeah, because he's very intelligent. He's extremely demanding of himself, and that's a fine, by the way. And and I don't know. It's up to you guys. Up to you. Hopefully, you have that in place. I think so. So I think it's better for you guys to discuss with your colleagues. Dinner, yeah? Good dinner. So, yeah, I know straight away his reaction is like that. He's a perfectionist. He's got a great environment around him. And they are here to learn as well.
We understand that Thomas Tuchel has a short list. It doesn't sound so short of 55 players. Would you expect both Nwaneri and Myles Lewis-Skelly, given their form, to be on that list? And how do you feel about that in terms of the next step of their development?
Well, I have no idea. Obviously, what I read and hear about, the noise that is around it. So, Thomas will take with his coaches the decision, and we will support it.
But obviously, somebody who's nurturing them, would you like to see that? Would you feel at this point in their career that's good for them? To be around a different environment, to learn something a bit different?
Well, knowing Thomas and the coaching staff and the environment that they have created around the England camp, I think it will be an incredible experience for them, if that's the case, whenever that is. That's not my decision, that will be their decision. How we manage him here, it's ours, it's in our control. Down there, we'll leave it to coaches and people that are super experienced, much more experienced than me.
Well, talking of experience, 200 up for you.
Yeah.
The top three, maybe, as you sit here now, moments so far, and have you got another 200 in you?
It's gone fast. Probably the number one is with the day that I was sitting here on the first day, just fulfilling that dream of one day becoming the manager of this incredible football club. And then there are many others, but the other night was up there with one of the best because of the way we did it.
First two, I went third.
A trophy, for sure. When we won the first FA Cup after everything we went through as a club the last few years, and the COVID period, which was really, really, really difficult as well.
200 more?
Win tomorrow. This is in this industry what happens, and try our best. I have a lot of energy still, and very driven to have more success.
Okay, we'll see that from Premier League.
Hi.
Odegaard usually drops in at 6 to help with ball progression and your build-up. Even though he might not be providing a lot more assists and goals that maybe people expect this season, he clearly is very vital in that build-up stage. He himself said he hasn't been at his best, but do you think he's been hard on himself as captain, and we should be looking at the other things that he contributes on the pitch to the wider team?
Yeah, obviously when you isolate data and you are looking at certain aspect of the game, that cannot reflect just the overall performance of a player for sure, but he's got ability to do that, what you are talking about in that phase, and then still arrive in great positions, in great situations to provide assist and to score a goal, and he proven that many times, and the other game, I think it was a very good example of that.
And we've seen a lot more variance in build-up and positionally from your players, obviously due to your injuries. PSV, we saw Timber near the back post, get the header. Calafiori was very high up. He had about 6 players in the box at times. Has this period really inspired you with different attacking opportunities to the possibility where when you have your full attacking options back, you still want to be a bit unpredictable and a little bit more fluid than you possibly have been in the past?
Yeah, we need to look at threats from other areas, and obviously we lost very important wingers that provided a lot for us in that final third. And we're looking to explore other options as well. The team has this capacity to adapt, a lot of players with great football intelligence as well, to understand when to move and why, especially they do certain things. And they certainly float, and we saw actions and combinations that very difficult to defend.
Said the key for him and the team will be surviving physically through the match on Sunday. How physical do you expect this match to be? Because even through the rough patch that they're having, they've surprised people with results in the most random of times, and it's on
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the history of that football club, and then the players that I have, the coach that I have, and watching the game last night against Real Sociedad, you come very clear that they are very capable to put a really strong performance and beat you on the day. So we know that, we know the difficulty of the match, and that's how we prepared.
Tom, Football London.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
You mentioned on Tuesday night last week that we've gone from a situation of 0 goals in 2 games to 7 goals in 1 game, which being the beauty of football. You've had a few more days to kind of reflect on that. Do you have any more insights into how we did go from 0 goals to 7 goals in 1 game?
Yeah, and as well the way the game could have gone as well, but that's the reality. If they would have scored, we were in total control of the game. In one action, they have the big chance with Saivari, and they hit the crossbar. That could have changed the game, you know. And if Myles gets sent off, it would have been a different game. So that's why that you have to really understand the context of the game and how it happened. We're super effective in the final third in the box, and that's a massive strength, especially in the Champions League. And that's why we won the game with that margin. That's clear.
It feels like the intensity of the Premier League has been very high, and the Champions League maybe released some of that, a different competition, something new. Returning to the Premier League this weekend, can you utilise that freedom and that enjoyment from that midweek win to take into Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, it goes through momentum and, again, what the game provides, because we've been really good in certain games, but the result wasn't coming fast enough. The things were coming in the right moment, at the right time, in the right way, and that's very helpful. So every game is different on that.
Simon, Evening Standard.
Hi, Mikel. Can I just ask you about Chido, who you could come up against on Sunday? Just what were your emotions in the summer when he left? Obviously, he was a player, he had his young player, a lot of talent.
Yeah, I wasn't too involved in that decision. Obviously, when a player decides that the best pathway for him is to leave, is not much you can do. Very unfortunate, because we want to keep, obviously, our players from the academy and to be very successful with the first team. But in that case, or with Aiden, we weren't able to do that.
There was a sort of feeling at the time, I think, among some fans that young players maybe didn't have a sort of pathway. Do you think that now this season with Ethan and Myles, that sort of perception has gone, and that there is proof that if you're a young player and you've got the talent, you can play in the first team?
I don't know what the perception is out internally, not, and the reality is very different, because those players are always with us. I mean, I guarantee you that if there is a player there that can help and impact the first team, is going to be with us.
James, Athletic.
Hi, Mikel. Just on Myles quickly, is it a difficult challenge to strike the right balance with him? Because physicality, riding the challenges, the winning duels, is such a fundamental part of who he is on the pitch. How do you control that without taking it away from his game?
I think dominating the situation, that's it. Controlling the situation. You need to dominate what space you are defending, what is the level of exposure that you have, is the opponent facing you, not facing you. So what is the probability to win that ball, and when you have to commit to certain duels. And there you have to apply defensive principles that are very clear, to most of the time have the best possibility to win the ball and don't get yourself exposed. If you don't do that, at that level, big problem.
And just something on the other left back, Ricky, I mean, he's showing this incredible attacking intuition, like he looks like a centre forward at times, the way he moves, the way he finishes. Is that something you knew about him, or is it something you've discovered since he arrived?
No, he certainly has that capacity to flow in areas that for a defender is very unusual. So that was something that really caught my eye. The other one that is very unpredictable, sometimes chaotic, and that can be very difficult as well from the opposition. And that eye on goal, especially in open play. To be fair, I didn't have that understanding of the things that he could do, but you see day to day in training that he's very capable of creating things that they are not there in that moment, you know.
And finally, in the last section, we'll go to Nick at the back there.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
I don't think this is too personal, but I saw you yesterday encouraging us to engage in your wife's first book, which must be very exciting for you and the family. I just wondered if there's any sort of crossover that you talk to each other about how to...
Well, very proud of her because she's doing amazing, and she has an incredible career in various ways, and she's very much into that right now. And yeah, to have the person that I love the most in this world next to me and giving everything that he gives to me, yeah, I feel very lucky.
Okay, guys, that finishes the live section.